Hey friends, it's Carrie from RoadTrip to Recovery. Whether you're here for dog joy, van life updates, or a dose of mental health magic, I'm so glad you stopped by. RoadTrip to Recovery was born out of my passion for mental health, the love for my dogs, and van life that's soon to be happening. It's going to be a home and a healing space, and I'm here to share some tools and stories and hope. And today's video is going to be about two of my favorite things, animals and mental health. I had recently done a blog. I wrote a blog for my channel, for my website, and named it The Healing Power of Dogs: How Canine Companions Boost Mental Health and Belonging. And we're going to review some of that blog information, but also going to go into a little bit more detail about the differences between ESAs and service dogs. So, ESA stands for Emotional Support Animal, and that is something that I get asked about a lot working in mental health. And they are basically letters where people need those for housing in order to be able to keep their animal in their home or apartment. And in a world that often feels chaotic, dogs offer something rare and grounding: unconditional love, presence, and emotional attunement. For many, they're more than pets, they're lifelines. Whether curled up beside us during a tough day or bounding towards us with full of energy, dogs have a profound impact on our mental health. But what really happens in the brain when we connect with our canine companions? Science confirms what dog lovers have always known. Petting a dog feels amazing, and it's not just emotional, it's neurochemical. Oxytocin, the love hormone, surges when we pet or gaze into a dog's eyes. This fosters trust, bonding, and emotional safety. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops significantly during dog interactions, helping us feel calmer and more regulated. Prefrontal cortex activation increases, the part of the brain responsible for emotional regulation, attention, and decision making. Petting a dog literally helps us think and feel better. Interbrain neural coupling may occur, a fascinating phenomenon where human and dog brainwaves synchronize during mutual gaze, deepening connection. This isn't just cute, it's clinically powerful. Dogs help regulate our nervous systems, reduce anxiety, and even support recovery from trauma, depression, and PTSD. Why the human dog bond is so unique: dogs are intuitive co regulators. They sense our moods, respond to our energy, and offer nonverbal comfort. Like human relationships, which can be complex or conditional, dogs offer consistent companionship without judgment, emotional mirroring that helps us feel seen and soothed, routine and structure, which supports mental health stability, physical touch and movement, both of which are therapeutic. For people navigating mental health challenges, dogs often become emotional anchors, helping them feel safe, motivated, and less alone. Many people do not understand the difference between ESA, emotional support animals, versus service animals. So, the difference between these are: emotional support animals provide comfort and emotional support through companionship. There is no specialized training required. There are legal protections under the Fair Housing Act that landlords must allow ESAs with proper documentation, not covered under the American Disabilities Act, and cannot access public places like restaurants or stores. This gets really confusing, and a lot of people don't understand that just because they have an emotional support animal that they can't take them everywhere with them. That's service animals. Documentation is required from a licensed mental health professional stating that the animal supports a diagnosed emotional or psychological condition. So ESA letters are very popular, and they can only be used for housing. They cannot be used for flying or for going to the store or for any other type of things. It's just for housing. whereas service animals perform specific tasks directly related to a person's disability, like guiding, alerting, retrieving items. They must be trained and to perform the tasks that mitigate the disability. They are legally protected by the American with Disabilities Act, ADA, and are allowed in public spaces, transportation, and housing. Employers and businesses must accommodate service animals unless doing so poses a safety risk. There is no official certification required for a service animal, but the dog must be trained and the handler must have qualifying disability. So, in a quick comparison of the differences between ESAs and service dogs specifically, and there can be other animals, and we'll go over that in just a minute. For ESAs, they don't have to be trained for specific tasks. They don't have public access rights. They do have public housing protection by FHA, and they do require a professional letter to be written for housing. The species allowed are any common domesticated pet. So that's important. It can be any animal. As far as the service dogs, they are trained for specific tasks and very well trained. They have ADA public access rights. They have housing protection under ADA and FHA. They are not required to have a professional letter, and they are only for dogs and sometimes miniature horses. So, what conditions would someone need a service dog or an emotional support animal? There are psychiatric and neurological disabilities, such as post traumatic stress disorder. Dogs can interrupt flashbacks, provide grounding, and alert to panic attacks. Anxiety disorders. They are trained to provide deep pressure therapy, interrupt repetitive behaviors, or alert to rising anxiety. Depression may remind handlers to take medication or encourage social interaction. Bipolar disorder help regulates routine and offer emotional stability during mood shifts. Autism spectrum disorder provides sensory support to preventing wandering and assist with transitions. ADHD supports focus and routine through structured interactions. Schizophrenia offers grounding and routine through typically paired with psychiatric oversight. Also, physical disabilities, mobility impairments, such as dogs helping to retrieve items, open doors, assisting with balance or transfers. Visual impairments, guide dogs help navigate safely through environments. Hearing loss, dogs alert to alarms, doorbells, or someone calling the handler's name. Seizure disorders, detect oncoming seizures and help the person safely during episodes. Diabetes, alert to blood sugar changes through scent and detection. And chronic pain or fatigue conditions, assist with physical tasks and provide emotional support. So there's many reasons for dogs to be a part of these, to help with all of these types of either psychiatric or physical disabilities, and they are so helpful with these things. For the emotional support letters, what they do is protect your bond. For those who rely on their dog for emotional support, housing restrictions can be heartbreaking. That's where emotional support animal letters come into play. An ESA letter is from a licensed mental health professional, and it can legally affirm your dog's role in your mental health care, support housing accommodations, even in pet restricted rentals, protect your right to keep your dog during your transitions or crises. These letters aren't just paperwork, they are affirmations of the healing bond that you share. They help to ensure your emotional support stays intact, especially when life gets unpredictable. Dogs don't just walk beside us, they walk us back to ourselves. In moments of overwhelm, they offer presence. In silence, they offer understanding. Their wagging tails and soulful eyes remind us that joy doesn't have to be loud and healing doesn't have to be complicated. Whether you're navigating anxiety, grief, trauma, or simply the weight of the daily life, your dog may be your most powerful co regulator. They help us breathe deeper, laugh easier, and feel less alone. And when systems threaten that bond through housing restrictions or life transitions, emotional support letters become more than paperwork. They are a declaration that this connection matters and this healing is real. So if your dog is your anchor, your mirror, your medicine, honor that, advocate for it, and know that science, soul, and law are finally catching up to what your heart has always known. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the differences between ESAs and service dogs. If you have any questions, please comment and I am happy to clarify any information or answer any questions that you have. I will also have the ADA website link in the description so you can review the official government information and also the service dog certification website, which is not affiliated with any government agency, and its products and services do not confer any legal rights on any person nor represent or certify that any person has a disability. But it does provide a lot of good information, like their blog on the 10 best psychiatric service dog breeds. I invite you to subscribe for more insights, van life updates, and support because every recovery deserves both structure and heart. Thank you.